folks. Get ready with me as I go to church. Well, I'm getting ready for church, and right now it's about 9:21. Service starts at 10. I'm also one of the musicians. I was supposed to be there at 9. I woke up a little late. But this ain't one of them things where I'm trying to rebrand, as a content creator, just trying to shove the word of Jesus down anybody's throat. I ain't here to do none of that. I'm gonna just talk to y'all about something. Let's talk about the concept of hope. I'll tell y'all a quick story while I'm trying to iron this shirt. December 21st, 2012, right? We was told that the world was supposed to end. Now me, believe it or not, it's going to be very surprising. I was a very gullible child when it came to a lot of things. You know, a joke with my pops or something that one of my friends would say, and I would just run with it. That day or that night, the night before, I'm watching Anderson Cooper on CNN, and that's one of the headlines. It's one of the main stories. And I'm paraphrasing, but I think he said something like, well, if the world ends tomorrow, then God bless you all and be safe. And I'm like, boy, you just told everybody, bye, we about to die. So the whole day, literally the next day, I'm out with my grandmother. God rest her soul. I'm out with my grandmother. She's running errands, but I'm at her house. I'm just sitting in the living room, almost underneath the coffee table. And I didn't want to go anywhere. It's like, Grandma, I'm not about to go. I'm not about to be out here and almost die. No, I'm not. She said, boy, come on and get out this house. What are you talking about? And she said something to me, and my dad said something to me that I'm going to say further down the line. But we get out the house and, you know, people just doing their regular due diligence, buying groceries, getting gas, just doing whatever. But we in North Carolina. So people are going to go overboard. Niggas getting water. Folks is getting potty meat. Like if you know any of these things that I'm saying, then you know North Carolina is like that. We can have a small thunderstorm and everybody's getting 13 cases of water. Back to the story. So we get back to her house and she's just doing her regular thing. Grandma was spiritual. And when I say spiritual, I really mean like spiritual. Like she would have certain things like, hey, don't be on this phone while it's storming outside, you know, God gonna strike you. Stuff like that. I got back home later that night and I'm crying profusely. From what I remember, I'm crying. I'm crying in the room. I'm just like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And my parents knew that I was a very like overly emotional child. Not like just crying for no reason, but I felt things very differently as a kid. And my dad sat me down and talked to me literally like not too long after I get to the house. Him and something that my grandmother said still sticks with me a little bit. Like, don't believe everything that you read or hear because a lot of it is just for the publicity and a lot of it just isn't true. So you only give energy to what it is you're trying to believe, right? That's the premise of this whole thing. Fast forward to now, right? You know, when I graduated school, I got a degree in communications and it kind of played in my head a little bit, like don't believe everything you hear. And now looking at publications and certain things, a lot of this stuff just isn't true, but people will pass it off as true because it's a big syndication or it's a big network or program or whatever. Okay, now really fast forwarding to now. Certain things have not gone the way that I wanted them to. This ain't the platform to tell y'all none of my business. This ain't the platform to disrespect anybody. This ain't the platform to do any of that. None of that. This is not what the story entails. But a lot of things I think we have to understand, it ain't going to go our way all the time. That's something that I have to understand. Because there's certain things in life that I've wanted to go a certain way. The tour went a certain way. This went a certain way. This went a certain way. I got people in my life I prayed about and that went a certain way. And these things and different opportunities and whatnot. But certain things, you know, haven't gone the way that I wanted them to recently. And we talk about the concept of hope. social media has played a part in why a lot of hope has dwindled for me, right? Especially here on TikTok. TikTok has a thing where, and I think all of our phones are tapped in a way when it comes to, and all of those things. It's like when you're talking to your friends about, let's say, a ninja machine to get slushies and make slushies at the house. 9 times out of the 10, when you pull up Instagram, an ad is going to come up for a ninja slushy machine. It's like, oh my God, somebody was listening to me. Yeah. So even with TikTok, you like one thing, or you might watch something, or you favorite it, you put it in your favorite collection, or you like it or something like that. And it ends up being a reoccurring theme on your FYP. And the one thing that's really gotten to me for real is just this concept of hope of certain things that I still want to happen, even though it's not the time for it. The time that it happened, when it came to like my job per se. Certain things I don't like about the job right now. It doesn't mean I'm supposed to be there forever, but it's like, okay, well, what do we do moving forward? But then we have one side where it's giving the hope, like take care of yourself and your mental and things like that, and do this and do that. And then the other side, it is hope, but it seems performative. So the biggest thing right now, especially trying to like pray more to God and get deeper into my Bible studies and figure out what it is that I should or shouldn't do, that concept of hope still kind of lingers with me. And then it also has a pull and a tug for me, because I'm trying to figure out and still remember to figure out what is it that I need to believe and what is it that I need to believe for myself. Hope isn't bad to have. I say that. Hope is not a bad thing to have. I have hope that I'll become a better man. I have hope that, one day all the things that I've been working towards will be for my better good and for my family and for those that I truly love and I care about, like for real. But I also have the hope that in any of that time, nobody who is along for that journey, that their time is wasted. I hope that, I'm not regarded as a certain thing or something because of what somebody sees on social media. I'm not looked at as a certain way because of whatever may have happened with a work colleague or a family member, I say all of this to say, especially the younger Jalil, and to anybody out there who does have that, I have hope and sense in self, but social media sometimes gives me that delulu. If you deem it to be true, that is your opinion and your opinion alone. But don't let anyone try to tell you that what you feeling is not for you, right? Have that hope. Have that hope. Do I want these people to come back? Absolutely. Do I want this job? Absolutely. Do I want this car? Do I want this apartment? Heck yeah. So what do we do with the hope? We pray on it. We have the faith in the actions that coincide and work together. One without the other don't work. That's something I've had to learn, especially as of recently. But just know at all times, hope isn't bad to have. Just make sure it's the right hope. I don't know. Hopefully that helps somebody.